Welcome to Leaside, a neighborhood nestled northeast of Toronto's downtown, known for its rich history, vibrant community spirit, and now the focus of an exciting era of urban development. Leaside exists currently as a low-density residential neighborhood featuring many parks, schools, public buildings, and small shops. The southeastern third of the neighborhood is designated as commercial and industrial zoning with many large-scale commercial warehouses and industrial facilities. Being just over a kilometer away from the major transit intersection of Yonge and Eglinton, Leaside exists as a relatively well-connected neighborhood to the rest of the city. In the near future, however, the Crosstown Light Rail project is set to open, making communities along Eglinton Avenue the focus of transit-oriented urban development. Further in the future, there are plans for the Ontario Line to open in 2041. 3 of the new Ontario Line stations will be within only a few kilometers of Leaside, making the neighborhood and surrounding area even more connected to the rest of the city. Leaside is uniquely positioned alongside the Don Valley, with the river system's lush preserved greenery fronting directly onto the neighborhood. This residential development proposal is located at 135 Vanderhoof Avenue, which is at the easternmost corner of the Leaside neighborhood, and therefore holds the closest proximity to the valley system adjacent. The protected valley system hosts a diverse array of trails, paths, and park amenities that are open to the public. Well-maintained park infrastructure supports the connection of city residents to nature through accessibility and ease. 2 of these paths open right across Vanderhoof Avenue from the site and connect to the rest of the trail system and park. Next to this design proposal are multiple high-rise condominium buildings, a townhouse community, a public park, a proposed residential high-rise, and industrial warehouses. Additionally, a TTC bus route runs directly adjacent to the site, further connecting to the rest of the city's network. Along the south of the site, the existing quiet research road is to be converted from a car-centric design to be pedestrianized in partnership with the neighboring developments. The design intentions that are at the base of this proposal are rooted in some of these adjacencies, while simultaneously integrating more up-to-date urban planning and design principles that cater to the user's lifestyle and current societal needs. Firstly, the design must serve as a transition between the urban characteristics of the city towards the lush greenery of the Don Valley. Since this plot of land is one of the last urban sites before the protected natural valley, it should respect both the urban aspects and natural characteristics of the immediate vicinity. In terms of applying design principles that cater to the user's lifestyle and societal needs, integrating this connection between urbanity and nature should give residents more accessibility to outdoor recreational activities in the spirit of healthy and active living, while also maintaining the convenience that urban life has to offer. To fit this design intention, the preservation and enhancement of existing green spaces on the site should be included in the design, as well as building intentionally positioned pedestrian infrastructure to make valley recreational activities more convenient and accessible. Secondly, the design must provide a plethora of shared public spaces, keeping in mind the adjacencies to the north being a high-rise condo tower, a community of townhouses, as well as detached single-family residential zones beyond Eglinton. The design should respect and enhance the engagement of all these residents of the neighborhood by providing shared public spaces that are accessible to both residents of this development and its neighbors. By providing shared public spaces as a featured destination for the neighborhood, healthy social interaction is therefore encouraged. The design interventions that take from this concept will range from shared outdoor corridors that connect to every unit to shared public amenities that draw and invite the surrounding community of residents to this far corner of the neighborhood. Thirdly, the design must include a wide range of housing options to serve as a diverse range of resident needs. Torontonians represent a hugely diverse range of lifestyle in relation to family size. The proposal must accommodate both small units for those who are single or partnered, as well as larger units for those with bigger families. Additionally, the preferences of residents also vary, which must be accommodated for, from those who prefer ground-level housing with a front and backyard to those that prefer a higher balcony with a view. In terms of societal needs, the adjacent residential zones do not provide a mix of housing for every family's budget. The design must therefore include both market value housing as well as a rivaling balance of affordable housing to spark a diverse range of socioeconomic backgrounds in the neighborhood. Based on these design principles, the massing for the site can be understood. The site currently exists as 2 small paved parking lots, with the remaining majority of the site as open greenery. The site is mostly rectangular in shape, with a deep curve along the northeast corner of the site facing the valley. This proposal uses the tower and podium building typology at its roots to accommodate many different housing typologies required for socioeconomic diversity. The tower portion is rounded and shifted to follow the site's curve, and is further mirrored to the south facade to soften the tower's visual impact on the surrounding environment and to also complement the neighboring condominium tower, which also features round and curved design elements. The podium portion is split up to form a central courtyard that runs parallel with the site's boundaries, creating a welcoming and open communal space in the center. The tower is elevated from the podium to minimize the tower's shadow impact on the adjacent podium portion behind it. The townhouses themselves are divided every so often to allow access to the courtyard at key points. The site planning places a strong emphasis on biophilic preservation as well as pedestrian accessibility and right-of-way. Existing green spaces are carefully preserved, maintaining the natural charm of the area while also creating the transition from urbanity to nature. All paths throughout the site are designed to be pedestrian only, ensuring a safe and enjoyable walking environment. These paths are thoughtfully carved through the green spaces, creating accessible routes from high traffic areas to every corner of the site. To promote outdoor recreational activities in close proximity to residents' homes, paths along the front and back of these townhouses are intentionally widened. The pedestrianized research road on the south edge of the site is aligned with the proposal's internal pathways and is replicated in the new road that serves as a transition between this development and the existing park adjacent. The pedestrian paths on site are also aligned with the 2 existing Don Valley Trail entrances. At these entrances, road pinch points are implemented onto Vanderhoof Avenue for pedestrian crossings. These pinch points are designed to make drivers yield to pedestrians, acting as a traffic calming measure that prioritizes pedestrian circulation, encouraging a safer and calmer environment. Further, the entrances to the Don Valley Trail will also mark the start of an upgraded trail system to better connect the future development happening in Leaside with a new influx of residents in the area. The trails will be widened and upgraded to have designated cycling lanes and pedestrian lanes with traffic directions indicated. The separation of cyclists and pedestrians, as well as the indicated directions, are to be implemented to increase accessibility for the surrounding residents to safely use the valley as an amenity, regardless of ability and regardless of the activity they're partaking in. A drop-off and waiting zone for cars is pushed to the east corner of the site for convenience for residents and visitors without dividing the rest of the site. Bus stops for the 88B bus route are seamlessly integrated into the northwest and southeast corners, enhancing public transportation accessibility. To accommodate serviced vehicle traffic, which is very infrequent, loading zones and waste management facilities are discreetly placed within the building's podium, with approaching paths made wider to ensure practical functionality. Townhouses follow the perimeter of the site, with front faces to the site's exterior and the back ends into the interior courtyard. The townhouses are interspersed, with 35% of units being affordable and the remaining being market value units. With the townhouses being arrayed in long rows throughout the site, there is a unique opportunity to have joint systems between houses. Beyond utilities and services, the townhouses will share a system of outdoor corridors on the 3rd level and rooftop. This 3rd level corridor acts as the biggest influence over the form of the townhouse. The 4-level units are all identical with a thin and narrow profile. The 3rd and 4th level are pushed back to make way for the outdoor upper level corridor. Entrances on both the ground level and 3rd level are given their own setback for expanded circulation opportunities for occupants. Rooms on the 4th level are set forward for expanded view opportunities from the inside and to create moments of shelter and intimacy for each entryway on the 3rd level outdoor corridor. With the general massing understood, the materiality of the exterior aligns with this system of pushed and pulled cubes to emphasize the shapes with stark contrast. A mix of brick siding and fiber cement panels are used to contrast this geometry. As you enter the townhouse on the ground level, the user is met with a foyer with a bench and storage closet for their outdoor clothes and shoes before you enter the rest of the home. Moving through the house, the foyer is separated from the kitchen and dining area by the washroom and laundry room. The kitchen is laid out to be a social space with a large island at the center of the room. This dining table is tucked next to the window away from the kitchen to give the user a visual connection to the activity outside while eating. Turning around back past the foyer is a staircase. The linear continuous stairway has its own set of windows that are visible from the 3rd floor all the way down to the ground level. Moving to the second level, there is a workspace that is open to the living room with a sliding panel system that can be closed for privacy. This office space features a built-in desk and shelving system that is open to the stairway with a half wall and railing. The window perfectly aligns with the desk to create a seamless workspace. The second level also features a living room, a washroom, and a multi-purpose room that could be used as a private office, recreational room, or extra bedroom depending on the family's needs. The stairs continue from the same landing. The third level stair landing is also the secondary entry foyer, giving access to the upper level outdoor public corridor. This corridor leads to the shared building amenities and public spaces on the rooftop and podium. Back inside, there are 2 regular-sized bedrooms. Moving upstairs, the top-level bedrooms are split by a larger shared bathroom. The bedrooms featured a cantilevered corner on either end of the house, taking inspiration from the design principles of a bay window, where the user can have different views to outside rather than just straight on. Entering the high-rise portion of the site, the podium consists of tower services and amenities on the north portion, with the south half being townhouses. There is a mixed-use portion on the very north, being a child care facility in the daytime and community event center in the afternoons and evenings. On the west half of the tower core is the first of 2 gym levels as a resident amenity and loading zone and waste management room. On the east side of the core is the site lobby with a mail sorting room and package storage behind the concierge desk, with a seating area next to the entry door, as well as the bike storage room for easy access to the street and trails adjacent to the site. On the second level of the podium, there is a remaining gym space on the west half, and shared workspace and study lounge room on the east half, providing residents with spaces to comfortably work from home. Providing a workroom is sensitive to the fact that this proposal encourages a more socio-economically diverse range of residents that may come from any and all occupations, including work-from-home jobs or an ongoing education. This room is open to the lobby below, so as to create a visual and audible connection to the active world outside in a contained space. On the third level, there's a rooftop public patio space that connects to all the townhouse's third-level outdoor upper corridors. On the fifth level, there is an access to all the townhouse rooftops that are linked by bridges made accessible from the elevators. On the rooftop of the townhouse units, there are public amenities that are open to all residents. Firstly, a barbecue zone with a communal picnic furniture, barbecue grill equipment, and counter space for food preparation. The next row of townhouses features rows of planter beds as a community garden, acting as a community activity, but also working in conjunction with the neighboring local produce store down the road. 3 of the townhouse rows feature a rooftop park with a plethora of curvy benches that line the perimeter of these large planter beds. These curvy benches are to mimic the site's geometry, tower form, and to create moments of intimate seating formations. Lastly, the center west row of the townhouses is allocated for a multi-use sport court, whether that's volleyball, running, or group yoga, with plenty of seating around for viewing. The 7th level is where the first floor of condo units are located. The tower's curvature mirrors the natural curve of the site, reducing its shadow impact on the neighboring condominium tower. The tower units are staggered with straight edges, affording each unit its own personal corner and providing diverse views of the surroundings. The design of the balconies is both generous and sociable, with ample space for resident interaction, free of barriers. To ensure adequate sunlight for townhouse units behind it, the main floor plate is raised to the 7th floor to allow natural sunlight to penetrate beyond the tower from below. Just like the townhouses below, the tower also designates 35% of the units to be affordable, interspersed with the remaining market value units. Entering the condo unit, the user is met with an entry foyer with a closet and bathroom. The bathroom has a separate room for the toilet and shower so that the sink, cabinets, and mirror can be used by another occupant or guest simultaneously. This placement of the vanity unit in the hallway is also intended to allow the user to quickly use it with ease and accessibility when on the go on their way out of the house. Moving forward through the unit, all other functions are integrated into one as a studio layout. The glazing takes advantage of having an exposed corner to give occupants alternative views from the inside. The balcony is free of dividers to function as a communal terrace and outdoor corridor.